Thank you for joining us on the Music Roundtable, where we attempt to chat about all things music. We are your hosts, Lyle, Kim, Clint, and Vicky. Please sit back and get into the musical groove with us. But still, when he says that it's like the 40th anniversary of...
The 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
That's just...
We were 9.
It boggles my mind.
It does boggle my mind, too. Yes, it doesn't make sense. We've loved them for so long, but not as long as they've been there.
They've been there, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the scary
we've
part.
Loved them for long. I don't know about you guys, but Vicky and I have loved them for a long time.
Well,
Yes.
since 86,
Six?
I think, yeah.
86,
Because
yeah.
I don't remember...
Well, Slippery When was when it broke, so that's when
Yes.
the world kind of
Took notice of them?
When
Yeah.
they came out on the world stage in '86.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're there before it,
And they were,
but
they
that's
were...
that's why, like, some people, when you're talking about it, they don't classify them like a true '80s band because they came halfway through. But reality, you look at this.
They're the 70s band.
He started in like 1980, essentially.
Yeah, well, he started in the 70s with his
Yes.
other bands, but
Yeah.
for this band, he started around '82.
Yeah.
So he was there. It's just he wasn't in the limelight.
No, he was just
with
in,
everyone.
in New
Yeah.
Jersey. He was just in that zip code, right?
Yeah.
That's where they were.
They
That's
hadn't
where they
exploded yet.
No.
because it was the late 70s, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, late 70s is when he started sneaking
Yes.
into clubs,
Clubs
and then he had his cover bands and stuff that he was doing things
Yes.
with.
So the reason why we're talking about this is we are watching Thank You, Goodnight.
Finally.
So it was released a month
April
ago,
26th, because I remember it was my anniversary, and I thought that would be a great anniversary thing, except my husband doesn't like Bon Jovi.
Well, that's just rude.
I don't know why I stay married to him, but...
Right. Wasn't that supposed to be in the contract?
Yeah, right?
And
You have to like
and-
what I like, and that's just
right.
it.
That's
yeah.
just the way.
And
Anyway.
someone else was not in the country.
Yeah, I don't know who that
That
was.
is
Yes.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
we'll mention any names,
and then
Lyle.
life just kept happening, and things kept happening, and we're like, okay, we need to set a date because we need to watch this, or I'm going to watch it without you.
Right?
Or Vicky are going to watch it
We're
online
totally gonna
together.
watch it. Yep.
so full disclosure, if you haven't seen it yet, don't listen.
Yeah,
Because we have
But-
spoilers.
Since it's been out for a while, I don't.
Okay, well,
Hopefully
first of all,
listen.
we want people to listen. So listen.
Listen to what we're.
Watch it. Watch it.
Watch it
Yeah,
first.
And now
watch
come
it
back.
and then come back and listen. Yes.
Yes.
There's always that.
Let's be specific.
We're not,
you see it-
we're
when
not
you see-
greedy, but we want the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
when you
listen
see
to
it
us, please.
on Spotify or whatever, before you listen to what we're talking about, go watch it.
Yes,
And
go
then come
watch
Because
it.
this is going to be the
Yeah.
first episode of the.
Well, we're going to go
documentary.
episode by
Yeah,
episode.
we're going episode by
Yeah.
episode. So
To lead us into an actual full-blown
Flown.
Bon Jovi
and
podcast.
we have no idea how long that's going to be.
Amazing. Oh, yeah.
That'll be a
while.
long one. That
I
could be
think,
like a four-parter even.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think, we're going to be there a
There's-
while.
Will we
there's
have
a
to
lot-
do an
there's a lot
intermission
to
at one point,
unpack.
like a break, and do something
Yeah.
else, and then get back?
Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. Depends
We'll
on
see.
how we're feeling.
We'll see.
It will be a podcast led by these two.
Probably.
I'm not
There will be
complaining. Actually,
a lot of love talked about, I'm sure.
There will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a
Do you
lot
remember
of love
this
for
about him?
John.
Do you remember that about
Yeah.
him?
And look
my
at that
God.
picture. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at least
That
Sambor
smile.
will get some.
Oh, he'll get some love.
Oh,
He'll-
they'll
he'll get
all
some
get
love.
love.
They'll get a
They'll all get
sprinkling,
love.
but
Yeah.
there's certain ones that are going to get more.
Exactly.
Yes. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So as we were saying, he started off in '79. So sneaking into
Into
Bars,
pubs.
yes.
Yeah, bars.
Yeah, he was 16 years old,
Yeah.
sneaking
playing.
into bars.
Yeah.
Eventually started playing
Mm-hmm.
or performing.
Yeah. With the.
Was still underage.
Yeah, still underage.
which we probably would never happen now.
No, he had such a, realistically, when you look at the shot that they got, it doesn't happen like that anymore. The fact that there wasn't that many radio stations around to take your music to. What?
Well, it's fine. It's it worked perfectly for him, and
At that
we'll
time.
we'll have to go through it or whatever how it actually progressed. But to today's
Standard.
era and the technology and stuff like this, people can get similar starts because people do their little YouTube channels get
TikToks, whatever.
TikToks and stuff like this. They put the right content out to them. Unfortunately, that's where you get Justin Bieber. And
I'm just saying, like, the organic way that his started, it's different. It's never going to be like that again. People who are, because those are still
taking
more
their
like
demo tapes to the radio stations and stuff like
actually
that.
Doing that work and then working at the power station, like all those things that he did to get where he wanted to be. You don't see that.
Learning everything that he needed to do to be able to make records and stuff like that. Yeah.
Being told that he sucked.
Ugh, yeah.
Who was that? Well, let's go find them.
Right?
They're
idiots.
Yeah, and then a certain artist comes out on a stage and you're still told that you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Bruce Springsteen, one of the biggest acts.
Yeah, that was
came out
amazing.
of New Jersey.
At the time,
yeah.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
Like, and he records because of his cousin.
Yeah.
He knew, okay, I'm just going to take the job. I'll just do whatever.
Shitty ass job.
Yeah, and just do whatever.
Yeah.
And next thing I was
what did he
recording.
say? He mentioned he picked up dry cleaning. He'd go.
He was the gopher.
He was the gopher.
Go for that.
Gopher.
Go for this.
And
things that
and
he
he was
didn't want to
recording
talk about.
All hours and
whenever
I know
he was
I've read
allowed to.
about like who he had and stuff like that played on the.
And that's when he met.
But
Obie
we'll talk
O'Brien.
about that
Come
later.
on.
Yeah, we'll talk
Obie.
about him. But that's where he met all his future bandmates.
Yeah.
And
That's where it started.
That's where it started.
Yeah,
And,
the actual beginning.
yeah, and
Yeah.
to go for like when it first started, and you see him doing the live stuff and the rehearsals and what he's going through with his voice.
Yeah.
Even then, like we've heard now that he's actually had the throat surgery and all that.
Yeah.
And now watching this is like
You can hear it. Yeah.
You can hear it.
It's devastating to see that icon, at least icon in my mind, struggling to even talk and keep a chord. It's like, no. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's kind of like we're in denial about how
The last time.
how they're aging. Partly because, like I was saying, we're kind of in denial of how we are aging.
We're not aging. What?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally feel that. Like it's hard to watch because we've loved them for so long, and to think that.
What did you say earlier? Something about
that I wish I had known that the last time I saw him was going to be the last time I would see him.
Yeah.
And after watching that, I wish I'd seen
that.
him more, but I hadn't seen him since the mid '90s. So.
Oh yeah, because we saw him. You were at that one with us too, the one that was supposed to be in Stanley Park.
Yeah, that's right. And they ended up playing at Rogers instead. Yeah,
So
I think that was the last
that was
one.
the last time.
Yeah,
I think so, because we saw one before that.
And that was what, 2016 or 15 or something like that, like that.
That one I don't have a ticket stub for. That one I have a piece
No,
of paper
I have it
somewhere,
written in my notes, but I don't have them in front of me.
Piece of paper's in there.
Well, if it was in 2015, I wasn't
It
in the
was with the
province.
Kings of with the Kings of Suburbia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are those good?
She called it Summertime Band.
The Summertime Band. Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say there. Sorry.
Oh,
It's all good.
We're like, what? What are you going to say? Looking across, waiting.
Well, it was okay. Well, let's just kind of backtrack. Is the fact that, like, obviously, from a young age, with the way this thing started out, is he wasn't into music right away.
No, that was interesting too.
He didn't come from, quote, a musical family.
No. And his mom bringing home a guitar, and he's like, nope, throws it down the stairs. It's like, what? What?
And then
who'd have known?
Then when he started seeing, bands which are still some of our idols, Zeppelin's, Aerosmith, and stuff like that, Leonard Skinner.
All on his wall,
Yeah, then all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, this is kind of cool.
This sounds cool, yeah.
He went and picked up the guitar and, kind of went from there. And then, like, when he did, eventually, he got the job with his second cousin.
Second cousin.
Being the gopher or whatever, but working for the power station, the perfect place where he wanted to be and stuff like this, learning from, all of the people, because they showed excerpts of all the different artists that came through. And all
he sat with Steven Tyler during a recording session.
David Bowie.
That was the
David Bowie and Queen.
Bowie, Freddie Mercury. Like
holy crap.
Dang,
like, I didn't even know that those came through that place. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But to be in that same room.
That'd be amazing.
With them.
When you get inspired to...
You would totally
say, like,
be inspired.
Yeah, I got to do this. Like, after seeing those guys and hanging out with those guys.
Well, and
how
he was
could you
watching
not?
How they were mixing it. He was watching, like, everything from the ground up of how to do it. And he does, he learned a lot, and he used that in his career. So it's very interesting to see it all start.
Which then helps him record his demo and then getting told... Nope.
Not a hit.
Nope. Not even nobody returns his phone
I was gonna say, it was pretty much a Pretty Woman kind of moment. As he goes to all the actual record companies in the town in New York City and stuff like this, and all of them, I think it was 11 that they said
11 they said, yeah.
They all turned him down. No.
Yeah.
So he circumvented the system and went straight to the radio station.
Yeah.
And
WAPP.
What a smart move, though, when you think about it.
So
like,
smart. Yeah.
Just go right to the DJ.
Yeah.
It helped they didn't have a receptionist.
That's true. And it was
no one to block your way.
That's right.
And it was a new radio station,
It was
too.
new,
Yeah.
So that always helps as well.
And then he got onto the local players album, which I didn't know that part even. Like, I had no idea he was on a local.
They did like a locals playlist kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Which is cool.
Which we have with Seafox Seeds. I have several of their CDs.
Yeah, very interesting. Good way to get people out there that you don't know about, right? Do they even
and then they started playing the song all over the place.
They were affiliated with 8 other stations across the country. So all of a sudden, this song came. Everyone's like it. Everyone's calling in. Where do I get it? Now you have a guy who's not signed.
But you have those 11 guys going, wait a minute, didn't we get a tape from him?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Looking for the tape that they had on their desks.
Which came to where I was saying the Pretty Woman moment. All of a sudden, they're like, yeah, you guys work on commission? Yeah. Big mistake.
I was going to say, like,
big,
like someone that says no, and then all of a sudden your boss finds out, and you're like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, why did
I'm sure some people probably got fired over it.
Right? I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because that was a boneheaded move.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Of course, we can say this in hindsight.
Well, yeah, back in the day, you would have had no idea.
No.
Yeah.
No,
but all
of
it
course
took
not.
was that radio play.
Yes.
And then the radio play.
And then he had to make a band.
That's it.
Well,
then he had to make the band.
It's funny because how that works, because pretty much what it is just to hear the tape, and you know, I'll sympathize with the record companies. They get thousands of tapes all the time, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have the time to necessarily listen to them all. Now you have this guy that, for whatever reason, got himself on the radio. It's airplayed. This product is selling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because that's what it comes down to. It's got to be a product that's out. Now you're scrambling.
We got to get
to get in.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get a piece of this?
Yeah.
Well, and then now he's also thinking, I gotta have a band because it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
me.
it was
just him.
Well, and he had Brian around to help.
I think
David Bryan.
Yeah.
David
Yeah.
Bryan.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
David
that was
Bryan.
it. But then he met the other guys.
Yeah. All through like word of mouth and back.
Pretty
and
much,
forth.
yeah.
I guess.
Get one guy,
Well,
then
Alec,
you got the other guy.
Alec was from
concept.
David.
He knew.
Well,
And then-
Alec brought in
Tico.
Tico and
And
Richie.
and Richie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a couple of them played in a band together. And,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and with
And then there's
Tico.
this guy. And,
yeah.
Hey, come look at us play or whatever, and see if you like it. And what did Richie say?
I'm going to be your lead guitar player. Yeah.
Like he came in with an ego, and
Yeah.
I think that's what. What
well,
helped
his
them
playing. Come on.
His playing and his singing.
I would say, he kind of had a right to come in and be all confident because he's
with that
pretty
singing
awesome.
and Richie singing like what Tico was saying, or was it Tico that said like it
They're
was
magic.
that
Oh no, it was Obie
Lennon
O'Brien.
McCartney.
Oh,
that when he said like Lennon and McCartney or Simon Garfunkel, like they had that
magic
connection.
Yeah.
Magic. That's
Yeah.
the exact word.
Yeah.
Really.
Which obviously relates because I've heard a lot of people say nowadays is obviously with Richie not in the band right now.
It's missing
is
something.
there is something that's missing, and that's what it is.
I've always said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when Richie left, you could tell there was a difference, and there's, like you said, there was
They're
a magic.
Still good. It's just they're not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
There's
It
a magic
deflated
that's
something.
missing.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, like
Yeah.
how they are working this documentary though. Like
It's interesting.
it is very interesting. Like
Yeah.
to go back and then to now
To present day,
when
yeah.
they're a couple of years ago, I guess when they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
2022.
then, but they keep going back and forth, and I like what they're doing is showing the struggles that Jon did have
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
singing.
That he's human, and he did have issues because he had a surgery before too.
That one, I don't
remember,
know, but
but
I
it
just know
was-
the
Yeah, I don't
recent
remember
one.
exactly when
it's
that was.
interesting the exercises and stuff that he's going through because like he's got like a laser up against his throat when he's practicing.
Yeah, doing
I
laser therapy.
Would
and
never have thought. Like I
Yeah.
know there's several artists that have had the throat
Yeah.
issues, but
Yeah.
I've never heard of one like that.
Like
He
it.
said, well, we don't know what he has to do to get prepared anyway because
No.
he wasn't disclosing it.
No.
Not until.
Well, I remember reading years ago that he said he really did a number on his voice doing those songs the way he did them in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It rushed it, right? It wrecked it. So he had to learn to re-sing again. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it wasn't a surgery, but there was a point where he changed all of his songs because he could not sing them the way he was singing them.
The way he used to,
So that's when I think This Left Feels Right. I think it was around that time that came out, and it was all those songs like keyed down and slowed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of artists that were in the 80s that sang with that high pitch, their voices aren't doing too good now.
No.
Exactly. And they've all had to adjust.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, people have gone through the surgery or vocal lessons or vocal doctors anyway that would work with you, but I've never heard of the amount that he's going through just to go on tour. Yeah. And now to get that throat surgery, and it's apparently plastic that they put in his... Yeah, and I'm like, that's what I've heard.
Interesting.
It's not
it is. It's very
hip
interesting.
Replacement, it's plastic, right?
Yeah.
So, I
mean, I guess. Yeah.
But is it going to sound the same? Like, what's it going to sound like once it's all healed? And
well, that's what it wouldn't. And that's when he said too. Like, if I can't sing, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, which is good. That's the way. I
would rather not hear him sing
awfully. Or
exactly. Yeah, or not put any out. Don't put out any more albums if it's not. You're 100%. Like,
well, and he's just not into that, right? He's very much like the product has to be good. And he's the product, and sadly,
he's the band.
Yeah, he's the band,
and that's the hard part.
Yeah,
he's the leader. He's the one that. Yeah, if you don't have him, you have no.
Well, it's interesting. He has lots of side projects. Obviously, that can be covered in later episodes or whatever, but. I think he would have enough to keep him busy beyond this.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But at the same token, this is his baby. This is what got him to where he is now. I don't think it would be that easy for him. And
like he says, he's not doing it for the money.
No.
He's not doing it for
he's doing it for the love of it.
He's just doing it for the love of it. And that's
hard. It's so sad that he's like struggling, and you just see him struggling, and you're like, oh.
Why? Yeah. Why? Why did it have to happen to someone that
so
talented?
Passionate.
That talented.
Yeah.
That can sing like that.
Yeah.
And work that hard to get where he's at. And now one little issue and the career.
I wouldn't call it a little issue.
It's a pretty big issue, but it's like just this one thing that unfortunately a lot of singers are inflicted with.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And I guess that's I don't know, like a lot of the older artists from the 60s, 70s, they didn't strain their voices and they can still sing. Like you got Mick Jagger, you got Robert Plant, you've Elton John.
I think they did.
They did,
but it was a different kind of
level.
It was that high pitch that
the 80s bands had.
Exactly. And it was all that, right? And was that.
Well, there's so many things that could be, because like Bon Jovi was so big, late 80s and into the 90s and stuff, where they were touring all the time.
And didn't get any rest.
Record, tour. Yeah,
never getting the rest. Whereas you take some of the older bands, like, they may have done just as bad stuff to the vocals, but if they weren't touring, like bands break up or whatever, you have that kind of time away.
They had more rest,
so you're not putting all that stress on your voice. You get more time to recoup. And I think a lot of this probably comes from he had a hectic work schedule.
Well, when you're touring, 18 months, and then you take a quick break, and then you're touring for 16 months. But we'll get into that more.
See, the thing is, but there's not even a break there, because
there isn't.
Like, you see in the tour there's a break, but what all bands do is they leave from the tour.
They start recording again.
And they're recording on the next album.
Trying out new songs, or
never ends.
There's
right?
never.
No, because I don't think he got his break until the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were going like crazy.
Yeah.
Like with the New Jersey, because that's when they just said enough was enough.
Yeah, they were tired. They couldn't do it anymore.
When you're touring for Slippery When Wet, and then you go into New Jersey, there probably was the only break they had, like you said, record.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But you're recording, you're singing.
Yep. Well, that's just
you've got the demos, you got the recording, you're doing more songs that aren't even on that album. Yeah. And then next year you're on the road, and you're doing how many shows every few days. You might have a day off.
We'll have to look that up and see exactly what. I think that was around the 90s, but we can do that for the other podcast.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think anything else? Like, that's what I got.
No,
out of
I
the
mean,
episode.
the first episode is just kind of their beginnings and
and all their pictures.
Very
They're
interesting.
cute pictures of children.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Little kids. And his
John and David
his,
and
changing schools. That was interesting too. He wanted to drop out or whatever, and he was just like, no, okay, well, that one goes for this long. I think it was like a middle school. Junior high.
Didn't he say it was like he was supposed to be there for 3 years and he left after 2 or something
to go to the other high school because he was like, no, I don't really.
He was
like
failing
this.
anyway.
I'm just gonna go do this, and then he started playing in at the bars and was like, go tell them about it at school. Go back to the bar. That was interesting.
Well, and I just remembered when he met David Bryan.
Yes,
like he was.
Cute.
Keyboards. Oh yeah, you're in because you've got the band.
You got the van. You got the equipment.
Yeah.
But, and then he went in.
It didn't matter if he could play or sing or not. Or he was in because he had the equipment.
Yeah. And then he was going for med school.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give this a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to take a year off. And I'm gonna
he's like, I love med school, but I want to try this.
I thought that was hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Well, because he probably thought he'd be going back to school.
Well, because what he said is, well, this sounds like it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a lot more fun.
I think he made a lot more money than being a doctor.
I'm sure his mom was disappointed because, like, what they say here, it's very Jewish
mom wanted him to be a doctor.
Yeah. That was. I thought that was.
Yeah.
That was quite
interesting.
Like,
look at his, like, my gosh, his resume in general, like, his musical prowess, would you call it? I don't know, like, it's just amazing.
As John said, he was the only one that was trained.
Yeah, he
was actually the only one who took actual lessons, for real.
For real.
And that came to the thing is not only did he have the van, he had the equipment in the van.
In the van,
that's
right.
Well, and then going to the gigs
and the piano,
dropping everybody off, dropping off the equipment at the warehouse, getting home at 5 in the morning, get up at 7 for
to go to
school.
Like, wow. You
now that was dedication.
That is also a testament to our generation.
Yeah,
because we would do that even as fans. Go see a concert. Concert ends at 2. And sure enough, we'd get up for school or we get up for work, and we do it. The kids. Apologies to my children or whatever, but the kids nowadays, it's like, oh my god, it's after 10. I don't know if I can go to work tomorrow. Like, what?
Right?
And we're still crazy enough. We still do that, but.
Just not as often.
Well,
we have to recoup a little longer after, but we do.
Yeah. And then Alec being in the cover bands and how much they were making. So that would have been a big, huge leap to go to a band that.
Yeah, because what was it? Tico's band was making $3,000.
I think
$3,000 a night.
Yeah,
a week?
Both of them.
A night?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Alex. Alex's band was making $3,000 a night. Almost like,
oh my gosh,
holy crap! And he left to go do that. Like that's just
that was
amazing.
a lot of money for back then too.
Leap of faith for sure.
And then maybe it was Tico's band that had a contract.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
They had the record deal.
Yeah.
Like that's a big
thing to leave.
Are you
for
sure?
somebody new? You're like, that's a leap. Like for sure.
Yeah.
Like
he had a house already. He was married. He's like, it ruined my marriage, but whatever.
I should have been married anyway.
No, probably not.
There's some interesting points because I never knew some of the stuff. Like
it's never been talked about. Like there's a lot that has been talked about, but some of that I haven't even
not
heard.
into this detail.
So I'm really looking forward to the next parts because there's a lot of things that I want to know about.
So what was the title on this one?
Wasn't it New Jersey versus everybody?
New Jersey versus everybody. This was John against everybody, just trying to break it. I'm looking forward to the next episode because it is nowhere to everywhere to everywhere.
Nice. Nowhere to everywhere.
Nowhere to everywhere.
Yeah. I kind of got an idea what they're gonna
talk
do.
about.
Yeah.
Well, this will be the culmination of everything. What we grew up with in the 80s.
Yeah, 7,800 degree Fahrenheit, slippery when wet, New Jersey. And I think that's
all the screaming women. This is what it's going to be next.
And the world tours and the.
It's going to be like the You Give Love a Bad Name video all over again.
And I'm here for
on this tidbit, like I have lots of music. I've got music from the years. I had the older brothers listen to music and all this, but the actual first audio cassette that I ever actually owned was Bon Jovi, New Jersey.
Nice.
There we go.
Yep.
I think that was one of the few records that I actually bought. Yeah, I remember having
buying
the record.
A cassette.
I think I bought the record at Kmart, maybe?
Kmart.
Zellers?
Well, it was either there or A&B Sound.
Most likely,
Yeah.
A&B
I can't
was
remember.
the place to be.
I miss A&B.
Me too.
Yeah, I was
Loved going
A&A was where I used to get it or whatever.
A&A Records?
A&A Records is where I used to get
The
a lot of
mall?
our stuff. But that cassette, along with ZZ Top Afterburner, the album,
Yeah.
and that's so I had a record and a cassette. Those were my first two things, and I got
And
them.
you still have those.
I still have them.
Yes.
And I got them from my older brother. And
Aw.
Yeah, and maybe they'll even mention about the original cover for Slippery When Wet, because if they don't, we will in the podcast. So we're not
Yes.
going to say anything about
No.
that now.
No.
No.
Well, we got to keep
All right.
some secrets.
We got to keep some
Exactly.
secrets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keep you guys listening.
Yes.
All right.
So there we
which
go.
we do appreciate. Listen more.
Please.
Tell your friends. Bring them along. Let's have fun.
All right. So yeah, I think we hit this one pretty good, and we'll
On
look
to the
forward to
next.
watching the next one.
Yeah, let's get on with it. Come on
Yes.
now. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
Fine.
Bye.